their division, but still grabbed the 3 seed because...
It's the home of the Bulls here in Chicago as 2K Sports brings you today's action live from the United Center. 2K Sports and the NBA welcomes you to our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg. Now here's Boozer. Looking at the starting 5 for the Atlanta Hawks. Joe Johnson and Josh Smith at the forward slots. Mike Bibby out there with Crawford and Horford. Here's Boozer. Thomas passes to Dent. They retain possession. And here Rose outside. Shot, no good. Now Atlanta takes it the other way. 24 home wins for the Chicago Bulls last year, Clark. About what you'd expect from them.
Yeah, I was not surprised. That's a reasonable expectation for the Bulls. But if they want to make the leap to being a top seed in the East, they'll need to up that this year and be a truly unstoppable team at home, which means...
Oh, the jam by Rose.
Oh, man, now that's nasty.
Here is Bibby. Horford back it in. Connects. Horford's got his second bucket.
Speed is only part of the equation here. He's not blinding quick, but he was determined to take that one to the rim.
Clark, where do you think that Al Horford can improve offensively?
I think his scoring numbers could be higher. I mean, he's a good percentage shooter. I think he's got to be more assertive in looking for his own shot. He's strong and athletic. He's just a tad mechanical down low, so he needs to add 1 or 2 more moves to his package.
So Clark, with Horford, where do you think he should start developing his offense?
Kevin, a reliable jump hook is always a great shot to have in your arsenal for a big guy, especially an undersized big guy.
Here is Bogut. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Boozer. From deep, Rose. That's good. Rose has got 5 now.
Let's put the ball in his hands, Kevin, and watch him go to work. He's going to make something good happen.
From deep. Johnson can't get it to go. They trailed the entire game now. A chance to jump out ahead. The break is on. Crawford connects from in close.
Good execution on the break leads to a nice bucket.
2:36 left in the first quarter. Outside Rose. Back to Boozer. Thomas against Smith. Tipped. It's stolen by Smith.
Boy, the turnovers are piling up pretty quickly here. We've seen them doing quite a bit of sloppy ball handling.
That's their 3rd turnover in this quarter. Chicago with the ball. It's a 3-point game. And it'll go the other way and the Bulls turn it over. So for the Bulls, Sheik has checked in for Thomas. And Ronnie Brewer's subbed in for Keith Bogut. Here's Bibby. Got a piece of it. And making a change here, the Hawks. Evans is checked in. Here's Horford. Goes up. Had a piece of it. Jamal Crawford. He's checked in for the Hawks. Here's Horford. Over a sheet. And it's Horford again missing. Some interesting stats start to pop up when you look at the Hawks. They played the fourth slowest pace in the league last year. That kind of surprises me with all their athleticism.
Me too, Kevin. I mean, you would think they would be much more committed to playing at a faster pace, especially since they've got so many guys that would seem to thrive in that kind of offense.
Maybe again throws. Here's Boozer, and no good. But close on that one, so he'll shoot two. Carlos Boozer, clocked 6'9", about 260, 270 out of Duke. A big body, and he knows how to throw his feet around inside.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? He's been a dominant rebounder and scorer inside for the better part of a decade now. Fifth in rebounding last season at over 11 a game. Over 56% shooting from the field, which was sixth best. He's simply a beast.
Second free throw, no good. The Hawks leading by 3. Here is Bibby. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. And it's Horford again missing. But going back to Boozer, he's never been a terrific defender.
Well, that's been a knock on him. He doesn't have great length or quickness. He is strong. And sometimes maybe not quite as focused at that end of the floor, considering how much work he has to do at the other end.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris first. Doris, what do you have?
Kevin, James Johnson is considered to be somewhat of a tweener. Not quite tall enough for power forward, but stronger than most small forwards. He decided his best position in the NBA was at the 3, so he got working to lose weight and get in better shape. He ended up dropping 35 pounds and said, "Now I feel faster, stronger, and lighter on my feet. I'm going to keep losing weight and become the lean, mean player I want to be." Lean and mean, Kevin. Gotta love it, guys.
You bet. Thank you, Doris. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Following the basket by Al Horford. Shot by Johnson, no good. Bulls trail by 3. Here's Brewer. Good work defensively by Horford.
Can't D up a layup any better than that. Nice work.
Smith dishes to Horford. Over Boozer. Horford, no luck. And a lot of offense on display in this first quarter. Hawks lead by 3.
They're playing.
And the second quarter getting underway. It's been a close one so far. Here's T. On the court right now for the Hawks. Smith and Horford at the 4 and the 5. Johnson is out there with T and Evans. Here's Horford. And good as he spins with it. Horford's got 8.
You have to block this guy out, Kevin. He's just too active on the boards to be left alone.
From everything you hear, Clark, the Bulls players have a good locker room, great chemistry. Guys really get along.
Yeah, it seems like that, Kevin, and that's always what you're looking for, the intangibles. Guys that want to play together, that want to be together, and that have each other's back.
So for the Hawks, Crawford comes in for Maurice Evans, and Mike Bibby is subbed in for Jeff Teague. Here's Johnson. It's a 5-point game.
In an effort to solidify the middle, they changed to a 2-3 zone.
Horford kicks to Crawford. Knocks down the trifecta. 7 points in the game. Talking about their chemistry, I think so many of them are young and growing together on the floor. It naturally comes off the court, too.
I think so. I mean, when you've got a group of young guys that come in together, it gives them a chance to grow and mature together, and I think that makes for a healthy situation.
clock at 2. Thomas. And that one goes, and he stayed with it, even with the contact, and a free throw coming up. Chicago making some changes. Korver comes in for Lou Aldang, and Derrick Rose is subbed in for C.J. Watson. No good there. He's unable to convert on the three-point play. After so much losing, Atlanta has to be overjoyed to have a team who's in the playoffs, it seems, year after year.
And the fans down there deserve it. I know they're a little slow in showing up, but they've been pretty supportive in recent years. After years of bad luck, tough break, this run of good seasons by the Hawks is well overdue for the Atlanta sports fans.
The three from Korver. The Hawks lead by 6. Here's Horford. Buries it from 14 feet. Horford's got 10 points.
His height is really an advantage on that medium-range jumper. He can just rise up and pop it right over the defenders and get a good shot every time.
Kept alive. Here's Thomas. Smith gets a hand on it. And it's the Hawks with the ball. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Brooke. Doris, over to you.
Well, Kevin, as you know, Jamal Crawford had a big season last year with the Hawks, and Joe Johnson appreciated the help offensively. Johnson said, guys have to stay home with him, and they don't want to leave him, so it gives me more room to operate. It feels great to have another guy there to make the defense play honest, who can really score the basketball. It takes a ton of pressure off me. Nice tag team for the Hawks, gentlemen.
It is indeed. Thank you, Doris.
Great awareness makes him a dangerous threat every time down the floor.
And some changes for Chicago. Carlos Boozer's checked in for Gibson. Brewer comes in for Keith Bogans. And it's Watson in for Derrick Rose. And then for Atlanta, Wilkins is checked in. And Maurice Evans is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. Jamal Crawford, the 6th man of the year last season. A nice piece of hardware for him in what was a spectacular year.
Yeah, he had perhaps the best season of his career. He improved his shooting percentages, and that was always a problem for him because his shot selection dragged it down. And then he also was on a playoff team for the first time.
Joe Johnson, he's checked in for the Hawks. Crawford comes in for Maurice Evans. Here's Thomas, and again, Chicago, no good. And last season, also Crawford's first time playing in the postseason.
You know, until that point, Kevin, he had the longest streak in the league of games played without a playoff appearance for him. So nice to see that young man get some postseason action.
Here is Watson. 1:55 left in the half. Here is Brewer, guarded by Crawford. Intercepted.
The lob was a little misjudged, and he couldn't get control of it.
And the Hawks with possession. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Stolen. Chicago with the ball. Down by 12. And it'll go the other way. The Bulls turn it over.
Sometimes you just don't connect. They can't dwell on it. They've got to move on and just D up and get it back.
Here's Crawford. He's got 9. Thinking about this Bulls team knocked out by Cleveland in round 1. Joakim Noah said he wanted the Cavs, but maybe bit off a little bit more than he could chew in that state.
Well, you know what? It wasn't for lack of effort on his part. I thought he produced at a high level. The Bulls just need to mature a little bit and add an inside scoring presence to be able to challenge the Cavs. Looks like they switched to man-to-man, D, here.
So for the Bulls, Ashik is checked in for Thomas. Dang comes in for Kyle Korver. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for C.J. Watson. Here's Rose. Clips it in off the sweet pick. Rose has got 7 points in the game.
Great pick there. The defender was stopped in his tracks, and it freed up the easy basket.
Bibby with the bucket.
The fast break left the defense scrambling to react, and they couldn't get to him in time.
Here comes Derrick Rose. He's got 7. Good work defensively by Horford.
The D was lurking on that one, and it was just enough to throw off the shot.
And the basket by Johnson. Johnson's got his first points in this one. A challenging stretch here for Chicago. 17-point game. Rose against Bibby. Deflected.
Your team doesn't need that mistake. You got to be efficient.
And Smith with the stop.
They're controlling and dictating the tempo, and that's exactly what you want to do.
Here's Rose. 21 seconds left in the second. Bibby covering. Rose kicks to Esheet to end the run. Rebound by Smith.
They've really done a great job securing the rebounds, Kevin.
They got the advantage right now, Clark, +5.
I love that they're staying aggressive and just keep piling on the point.
Here's a shoot. And the first half wraps up with a dominating.
Damon Bruce here, and it's not all the action.
Well, it hasn't been very close so far, but with another half remaining, still plenty of time left. Here's Johnson.
They're looking to apply some pressure on the ball here with the trapping defense.
Rose and Dang on the floor. Carlos Boozer out there with Thomas and Bogan. So that's who Tom Thibodeau starts the second half with. Look at Joe Johnson, born in Little Rock, Arkansas. Played for the Razorbacks of the University of Arkansas for 2 years. And Clark, he was taken number 10 overall back in 2001.
He was taken by the Celtics, and pretty unusual. Traded away halfway through his first season to Phoenix, and it was in Phoenix that he really broke out.
And Chicago turns it over.
The pass got away from him. A missed opportunity.
And so here is Atlanta. A quick shot, kept alive.
Really not enough defensive pressure there to force that miss. He's got to be disappointed.
Here's Dang. Al Horford with the rebound. Smooth sailing for Atlanta. A sore spot for this Atlanta team, of course, was the dismantling of them by the Magic in the second round last year. Boy, that really took a lot out of the Hawks.
That was extremely deflating. I mean, it had to be a major gut shot to Atlanta, especially after they had gotten by the Bucks and looked like they were ready to get on a nice roll, but then things just kind of disintegrated on them.
Monty Brewer's checked in for Keith Bogan. Atlanta making some changes. Here's Rose. 7 points in the game. On the wing, Brewer shoots. You know what? How Atlanta takes it the other way.
And they're getting it done on the glass today, Kevin.
Nice advantage here on the inside. Outside Wilkins. Here's Evans. He's off from 3. Chicago with the ball. Rose. Over Evans. And again, Chicago. No good. And with the rebounding Clark comes the score.
Yeah, they're up right now, and if they can keep pulling down those extra boards, they get chances, so they shouldn't have any trouble keeping the lead.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. Johnson kicks to Horford. Releases from 15. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. And here we go with Derrick Rose. And here is Thomas. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Thomas got his second basket of the game.
Well, this has been a tough start to the second half. Hopefully they'll find a way to pick it up here.
And it's Horford again missing.
He's had some problems finding the range here in this quarter.
Rose kicks to Brewer. Thomas with the ball. Right side Rose. And Crawford picks him up defensively. Pass to Dang. 3 on the clock. Thomas, no luck.
Well, he's had a tough time shooting the ball today. His percentage has been way down compared to what he normally does. I think that's a big reason that they're down.
Here's Horford. Sinks the open shot. Horford's got 16 points. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Outside Rose. Shot is off. Smith with the defensive effort.
He's really struggled to get into any kind of comfortable flow here. 0 points this quarter, and he really doesn't look like himself out there.
Here's Horford, who's gets the board inside.
Good job hustling here. I mean, making the extra effort. When you're down, you have to do all of the little things, Kevin.
And they do have a slight disadvantage on the boards. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. For the Hawks. Smooth sailing for Atlanta. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Now T. Over Rose. A nice shot by Teague. Here's Rose. 7 points in the game. When you look at accomplishments, you can't ignore 32 wins in the East for this Hawks team last season. Not a bad mark at all.
Yeah, you're right, and they needed all of those, Kevin, because they didn't win their division, but still grabbed the 3 seed because... Excellent defense, and the steal earns them a quick bucket in transition.
From 11 feet away, it's blocked.
Good defensive footwork shut down his path to the basket.
So for the Hawks, here is Rose. Here's a sheet. Good work defensively by Smith.
Well, he doesn't have the softest touch. And with the D right in his face, that made all the difference.
Here's Horford. Shot is off. So the Bulls will take it the other way. The 10-footer. Rose. That's good. Rose has got 9 points. Here's Bibby. Here's Horford. And it's Horford again missing.
It's not been a day to remember, but if they get the win, I'm sure being the team player that he is, he'll be fine.
It's tipped.
We've seen this sort of thing all game long, Kevin. I mean, they've been getting themselves into trouble just not executing their offense. And I think it goes back to concentration and focus.
Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Here is Watson. So with Smith sitting on the bench, here's the group that Larry Drew has on the floor. We've got Maurice Evans. Pachulia is out there with Teague and Wilkins. Here is Watson. Here's Gibson. Connects on the baseline jumper.
That's exactly the way you practice it. Hit the open man for the great look.
Now Teague. Breaks the dunk off the deceptive pump fake. To the middle. Atlanta calls timeout. Derrick Rose is checked in for the Bulls. For the Hawks. Here's Atlanta. There's Crawford with the 3. Gibson yanks it down. And so here is Chicago. Pass to Dang. And it's Johnson picking him up. Dang with the bucket. Dang's got his first 2 points.
They're trying to stir things up to make something happen. They've switched their D to full court press.
Kept alive. Here's Horford. And it's Horford again missing.
The thrill is gone, and so is his offense. He's not making anything.
Here's Rose. Blocked. Here comes Bibby. The alley-oop.
Boy, these guys have a terrific feel for each other. You have to, in order to make plays like that.
Don't you think you can tell that they love being on the court together?
Boy, they're having a good time.
And here's Korver from the arc. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Atlanta with the ball. Johnson, the pass to Horford. Kept alive. Crawford with the ball. Hits the elbow jumper.
He's got a sky-high field goal percentage, and that's because he's been working to get good looks.
Rose to Thomas. Here's Dang. Shoots the three. Scooped up. Another shot. Can't convert the layup.
He's been AWOL this quarter. When his team is down and in need of some scoring from him, he hasn't shown up.
Pulls up. High post. Crawford, no luck. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Throws it up. Turnover by the Bulls.
They can't do anything right. They can't even keep the ball in play. This game is getting very ugly and sloppy.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Sheik is checked in for Thomas. Boozer comes in for Taj Gibson. Lonnie Brewer's checked in for Lou Aldang. And it's Watson in for Kyle Corbin. For the Hawks, here's Crawford. 2:23 left to the fourth. Over Watson. Crawford's shot is good.
Speed kills after every rebound or bucket. They're pushing it ahead down the floor. They're killing them on the break.
Here's Rose. Right side Rose. Scooped up. Boozer. Great finish in traffic. Boozer's got his second bucket. Crawford kicks to Horford. Into Smith. Takes it up. Dropped in on the layup.
Way to close out an opponent. Kevin, I think we're done here.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 24. 1:49 left in the game. So for the Bulls, Kurt Thomas is checked in for Sheik. Dang comes in for Ronnie Brewer. And it's Korver in for C.J. Watson. Here's Rose. Puts the hammer down.
I think it's safe to say that that'll be the dunk of the night, Kevin.
Well, who doesn't love to see that kind of finish?
We all do. They've gone to the 1-3-1 zone. Let's see if they can pressure the ball in the corners.
Here's Johnson. Can't hit from beyond the arc.
I wouldn't call him automatic from out there, but to look that good, you'd think he'd drop it in.
Deflects the pass.
They're just not doing as good a job of managing turnovers here, Kevin, after keeping them down earlier.
Here's Rose. 1:09 left to the fourth. Leads him with the pass. Horford with the rebound. Here comes Joe Johnson. Here's Smith. And good off the glass as he lays it in.
Right on the verge of victory now. They don't need much more than to just take care of the basketball.
Rose to Thomas. And Chicago turns it over.
That was an ugly possession. They were out of sync completely and the ball just sailed out of bounds.
For the Hawks, Atlanta calls timeout. They're up by 26. 46 seconds left in the game. Poked away.
One thing I'm noticing with this team, Kevin, they're holding on to the ball a lot better, doing a good job of securing the ball.
Here's Bibby. 39 seconds left to the fourth. Launches it. Thomas on the rebound. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And I love the unselfishness. It's a joy to watch.
Here's Horford. It's good. The assist this time from Bibby. 18 points for Horford.
Solid double-digit lead. Looks like now they'll just coast to the finish line.
Again, the Hawks score.
He's been extremely active out there, and he has the stats to prove it. Terrific hustle.
Horford gets whistled for blocking. That'll be his second foul of the game.
A little too much body contact there. You have to stay in front of the ball handler by moving your feet, or you'll get tagged with that call every time.
Now Thomas. Fires from 14. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dream-like games for a coach.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Brand Player of the Game, Jamal Crawford.